Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And as promised in the daily financial news, we were going to talk to Matt, the mortgage guy, because inflation is crashing and rates have to be going down. And
Oh yeah.
we wanted to
Yeah.
hear from the man, myth, the legend. So what's going on, Mr. Matt, the mortgage guy?
The worst of the storm is behind us. Jay Powell, this
Inflation is
miracle
peaked.
worker. Yeah, and so we knew today was going to be more volatile than past days. Yesterday was like eerily quiet. I was talking to some folks yesterday, a buddy who I know does some data analysis for a big hedge fund, and he was saying, man, like today is really quiet. And I said, well, it makes sense. Everybody's kind of on pins and needles waiting for CPI to come out.
Yeah.
And to your point, when that reading comes out lower, then inflation is on its way down. Then there's rumor mill of like, okay, maybe the Fed does 50 basis points in September. All these things are good for rates. I think you used the word knee-jerk reaction when we initially spoke. And so opening them up, I think it was 50 basis points ish. That we saw better.
I just want to stop you right there. I think this is comical.
Yeah.
We have 8.5% headline inflation, 5.9% core.
And we're celebrating.
And rates are getting better. I'm like, oh my, this is such a crazy reaction.
I think the market's sobering up because we've had it out for a few hours, and now lenders who opened up so much better are repricing for the worse.
So that people need to realize, again, we talk every week. We kind of act like rates change every day. They can change several times a day. So again, they came out early, 7 a.m., whatever it was. By 10 a.m., which is when we're recording this, they've gotten worse.
Right. Wow. They just said, oh, just kidding.
Just kidding.
It was, dude, as I'm looking at this is funny. The 10-year goes down another basis point and mortgage rates, 10 basis points better. But yeah, we opened up, 50 basis points is an eighth to a quarter in rate. Okay. Depending on where you are on the rate sheet. Rate sheets have been weird and flat lately. And opened up maybe, I think we were probably 50-ish better. That went down to 25, and it's going to fluctuate all day. It's going to change. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw 2 or 3 rate changes. So to your point, anybody who's like, hey, what are rates going to be next Tuesday? It's going to change 13 times between now and then.
13. Yeah. Again, this would be interesting to see. I think what we're going to see over the next 3 business days, so the rest of today, Thursday, and Friday, is we're going to have a plethora of talking heads saying words like peak inflation, Fed pause, Fed pivot. It's going to make me sick to my stomach.
Don't forget soft landing.
Oh, soft landing. Yes. How could I forget soft landing?
All the words. Yeah.
Dude, we're talking about 8.5% in inflation. Like it's like we just cured cancer or something. I'm like, really? We're celebrating. But again, I actually talked to 2 stock guys, Dan on Sundays, his playlist, and Taylor on Mondays. And I'm like, the headline's going to come down and Wall Street's going to go bananas. And sure enough, bananas. We're celebrating 8.5 like the Fed's going to, like there are people already talking about the Fed's going to pause in September. At 8.5? Really?
No. Yeah.
And then what do you think? I mean, rates. So the one thing I feel good about today is we get no emergency August bump, which we could have gotten if CPI surprised higher.
Right. Exactly.
So we're going to get 8 weeks roughly until the next Fed meeting because it's not till September 21st. So let's call it 6 weeks. I think there's a good chance that mortgage rates generally trend down from here because I think the 2-year comes in. I think the 10-year comes in. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I would bet on flat and not a lot of movement. As me and you always talk about and remind people, what they say is almost as well, probably more important than what they do, right? Yeah. And what they talk about over this next week on what their plans are for September is going to influence mortgage rates. Me and you would like them to say, you know what, we're still going to do 75. Yeah. We still got a ways to go. 8.5 is still really high.
Yeah, they got it. The Fed has been behind for so long. My fear, and this is what Wall Street's going to tell all the investors, right? Wall Street's going to tell them, hey, the Fed's closer to being done. I think they're going to stop. The Fed's going to do this. The Fed's going to do that. Some people are going to talk about Fed doing nothing in September, which I think is just crazy. I want him to do 75, 50 will be okay, but I think rates are going to be interesting to watch over the next 6 weeks or so.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, like right now and over the next 6 weeks, it's like I was talking on YouTube Live on Monday. There's no shortage of real estate news, mortgage news. There's no shortage of action. If you like action, you're in the right market because things are changing daily. There's a lot of stuff to watch. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of moving and shaking.
Yeah. The only other thing to go back to is there's two things. One, you have to reach out to Matt, the mortgage guy. And as he has said for 2, maybe 3 months now, if you like it, lock it. Where can people find you and how should they reach out?
Sure. Go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out that form. Let me and my team know how I can help. Also, just real quick too, if you're in a market where you don't have a great agent referred to you, you can go to homeandmoney.com/Matt and they'll connect you with an agent. Vetted this company thoroughly, and they're doing their best to make sure that the agent you connect with is responsive, has your best interest in mind, and doing a good job. So after 47,000 companies reaching out to me trying to do anything with me, there was 46,999 no's. Homeandmoney.com got my thumbs up.
Nice.
Because in this market, more important than ever, connect with a great agent. Great agents know how to write offers, what questions to ask, how to figure out, your strategy, your goals, and then go out there in the market, and lots of opportunity for great deals. So real quick, homeandmoney.com/Matt. That way you connect with an agent, whether you're in Alabama or Tennessee or Florida, across the US.
And if they want to reach out to you and get some work done on a mortgage, how would they do that?
Yeah, greatmortgagebroker.com. And truth be told, that's the first step. Start there. I've had some great conversations. It's really fun too when people ping me and they're like, oh, I follow, one rental at a time, really grateful for it. And I get to give them good advice. I think yesterday I told 3 people, no way in heck you refinance this current mortgage you have. When you owe $680,000 at 2.5%, there's not any opportunity that's the 50,000 cash out could present to you that I would ever tell you to refinance out of that. So we're going to keep giving good advice. You guys keep reaching out, and we're happy to help.
Yep. Greatmortgagebroker.com. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Mike.